car shows in the South is underway.
Rod Run is now underway at Pigeon Forge. The event officially runs through the weekend at the LeConte Convention Center.
The Rod Run in Pigeon Forge attracts thousands of fans of classic hot rods.
Sevier County schools will get out 1 hour early this afternoon.
The police chief expects almost 75,000 people this weekend. Trouble with traffic and alcohol are top problems every year. Officers plan to work 12-hour shifts.
If you, like many visitors to the Smokies, visit during the Pigeon Forge spring and fall rod runs, your next rod run experience is likely to have a significant change at the hands of the Tennessee Department of Transportation. Classic car owners and admirers flock to Sevier County during these events. The official Pigeon Forge Rod Run takes place at the LeConte Center, but as you may know, US 441, also known as Parkway, sees thousands of cars line the roadside. An important distinction to make before we delve further: the official Rod Run event solely takes place at the LeConte Center. The cars and participants lining 441 are not affiliated with the official event whatsoever. As you walked or drove around Parkway during the Rod Run weekends, you have likely noticed for sale signs on many of the cars. This practice is as old and traditional as the event itself. Many individuals bring their classic rides to the area in hopes of a sale, just as others arrive in hopes of finding a car to buy. This seemingly harmless practice has been ongoing year after year. Much like it did for me, it may also come as a surprise to you that this is an illegal practice according to the state of Tennessee. As it happens, the state of Tennessee leases this stretch of road to the City of Pigeon Forge, which in turn subleases to businesses at line 441. Those businesses have allowed individuals to park their cars in their lots and on their lawns during the rod runs. Many of these hotels, stores, and restaurants have become a sort of unofficial hub for the event. Naturally, the Rod Run brings thousands of tourists to the area who need a place to sleep, eat, and buy some souvenirs during their stay. Many business owners see this as a mutually beneficial situation. The Rod Run certainly provides a boost to the local economy, for big and small businesses alike. But here's where the trouble lies. Part of the leasing agreement between the Tennessee Department of Transportation and the City of Pigeon Forge bans the parking of vehicles along the route to advertise anything. This includes, but is not limited to, business advertising, and most importantly for this topic, the sale of vehicles. Anyone who has followed Rod Run business in the past has probably heard this story before. Several years ago, the state made a push for this part of the agreement to be followed. Recently, the Tennessee Department of Transportation re-presented the city with the restrictions and expectations for enforcement in the city's sublease agreement for the road. If this restriction is enforced, it would mean the City of Pigeon Forge would need to rework the subleases with parkway-facing businesses to include this language. And this would subsequently ban the advertisements of parked cars for sale in their lots and lawns during the runs.
454. Wow. It's a monster. This is an Apache? Is that
1959 Apache 31 Army issue, actually.
an Army issue?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've not seen one of these with my own eyes. How rare is it that you come across one?
Not very often.
I was about to say.
First time I ever saw one.
In recent years, the Pigeon Forge Rod Run has been under a decent bit of scrutiny. This isn't to say the official event, but the Rod Run all over the town. There's also the issue of lawlessness during the runs. For instance, according to reports, with the efforts of the Pigeon Forge Police Department, Sevier County Sheriff's Office, and Tennessee Highway Patrol, the spring edition of the 2023 Rod Run saw 1,097 service calls, 47 arrests, 315 citations, 21 incident reports, and 22 accidents. These numbers reflect a 20% increase from 2022. You've also likely come across the notorious cell phone footage from several years ago featuring the gunfire at an area gas station.
A fight led to a shooting at the April event.
Earlier in 2021, a petition started to end the event altogether. I must mention here that during our daytime visits to the run, we have only experienced a family-friendly environment. We normally don't go at night. We've been able to walk around both the official event and 441 without incident. It has been an enjoyable and informative experience steeped with tradition. We love the rod runs. Most of the aforementioned shenanigans seem to be taking place once the sun sets. Some of this has been documented on various YouTube videos, and according to most of the responses we have seen on YouTube and other media outlets, many of the event supporters cite a changing younger demographic for many of these issues. Not sure if this is a fair assessment, but many people do hold this belief. None of what we have just mentioned has anything to do with the official event, however. The sanctioned event at the LeConte Center has encountered none of the issues and cannot and should not be held responsible for anything other than what happens at the actual LeConte Center event. But this is what has happened far too often in the court of public opinion. The official event and other goings-on in Pigeon Forge get conflated. And as far as the advertising issue from earlier, the official event has maintained a designated space for car sales throughout their event. According to the Mountain Press, event organizer Byron Cooper stated, "If it were to stop, it would help our show at the LeConte. We have an area there for selling cars." The official Pigeon Forge Rod Run has towed the line and acted responsibly and within the law, even as it pertains to this seemingly arbitrary advertising restriction. The good news for the official event and individuals planning to buy or sell cars there, if this restriction starts to be enforced, there'll still be a designated space for trading. Can you imagine how big the official Rod Run would be if all the cars for sale on the parkway were part of the actual event? I think at this point it is a reasonable question to ask what the harm is in allowing individuals to advertise to sell their vehicles along 441 during the run. Maybe some of you can assist me with this. I am aware of highway yard sales like US 68 and 27 that stretch for the entirety of the road. All these yard sales advertise themselves. They put signs out in their yards. Is it different than that? On the other hand, how important is it that individuals can buy and sell cars parked along 441 during the Rod Run? To what extent, if any, will this impact your Rod Run experience if you're someone looking to make a transaction this spring or fall? All things considered, is the advertisement for the sale of classic cars during Rod Run along 441 a significant infraction? Should already strapped law enforcement pool resources to enforce for sale signs on cars? Does this seem like just another government overreach? We would love to hear your thoughts on the restriction of advertising cars for sale at the Rod Runs. In conclusion, one thing is for certain. The Rod Run is, as it has been for a long time, a staple of the Pigeon Forge community. Car enthusiasts have flocked to the area each spring and fall, and it's doubtful that an advertising restriction will change that anytime soon. If you're planning to hit the spring or fall Rod Run this year, or looking to come to the Smokies and avoid Rod Run traffic, here are the dates. The spring 2024 Rod Run will take place April 17th through the 20th, and the fall run is September 12th through the 14th. If you haven't already checked out our Smokies Vacation website, allaboutthesmokies.com, be sure to hit the link in the description. Our site contains links to book hotels, cabins, lists of great restaurants and lodging, and things to do. Coming soon on the website, we're partnering with the best coupon company in the area, Best Red Guide, to make their huge library of savings directly accessible on our coupon page. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The city expects anywhere from 75 to 125,000 Rod Run visitors, and it warns that means there's...
If you made it this far, like if you liked it, comment if you're a fan, subscribe if you're feeling it. If not, that's okay too.
Wow.